Hey traders, Akil Stokes here. Thank you for joining me. I hope you had a great holiday. Hope you had a chance to unwind and kind of relax with friends, family, and other loved ones. For you guys that have been following me for a while, I appreciate it. And know that this video is going to be a little different than usual. Obviously, we closed down the live room last week, so there's no real trading review to go over. But I did want to give you guys a video and not leave you hanging. So this is going to kind of be a year-end wrap-up or a year-end review for the live room. So I'm going to start off by saying my thoughts on how December went, follow that up with kind of a reflection of the year in the live room, the year that was, then go into telling you, hey, what can you look forward to next year? What's going to be new starting January 2nd? And then wrap everything up with, as a trader, what should you be doing now to get yourself prepared for the next year? So we'll start with December. December wasn't the best month in the world. We did take a drawdown. So for you guys that have been keeping track, this was our second drawdown month of the year. So not bad. 2 out of 12 months, I'll take that. But it was a trying trading time, and just because of how the markets were. And if you've been watching the Forex market preview, any of Jason's videos, any of my posts, we've been talking about how, a lot of traders tend to wrap things up and start portfolio balancing in December. Meaning, they try to make the numbers look good, so when the annual reports come out, blah, blah, blah. But what happens with price action is this, and, not to mention these fiscal cliff scares as well. Price action consolidates a lot of the time, and then we have breakouts. So for a pattern and a ratio trader, not always the best for us. The consolidation isn't too bad, but the sporadic breakouts can sometimes help us and sometimes hurt us. And, like many others, we were victim to that in the live room. So we did take a losing month. We did get some very good trades in. As always, we had some very good discussions, some very good education. But, it comes with the territory. We're not going to win every month, and, I don't expect to. Again, if you would have asked me in the beginning of the year if I would have had 10 winning months and 2 losing months, I don't think my response would have been yes. So I'm very proud nonetheless. Now, speaking of that, overall, I just mentioned the year was good. I'll just, take you through the months real quick. If we look at our trading in the live room, we're looking at January, small winning month. February, really great month. March, another average winner. April, average winner. May was another big month for us in the live room. June, another big month. July, which is kind of strange. Usually the summer months are similar to December, as it's a little tough to operate. August was basically break even. Technically a positive month, but not a lot of pips made, so break even. And then September, after going 8 months in a row, is where we had our first losing month. And it was, we took a drawdown, but luckily we bounced right back at it in October with our second biggest winning month of the year. And by winning, I mean, profitable month of the year. Almost tripling the amount that, we gave back in September. November was also good, another big month. And as I mentioned before, we ended December in drawdown. So, again, just looking at the calendar, overall, a very good month. Now, one thing I did want to bring up to you guys as well is just our equity curve here. And I erased the numbers on purpose because, what happens is too many people get caught up in the numbers. Too many people say, well, you earn this percent, you earn that percent, or, this many pips is this many dollars. And I hate doing that because just like in the live room, each trader is at a different level. We have some traders in the live room that are demo accounts. They're not able to fund an account yet. We have some traders that are starting with, brand new accounts of, say, $5,000, $10,000, which would be small accounts. We have other traders in the room that have $100,000 accounts, $200,000 accounts. So giving a specific percentage, it really isn't going to speak for everyone. But what I want you to pay attention to is just the direction of the curve and how it looks. And as you can see, the ebb and flow is just like an uptrend. We start off kind of flat, spike up, and we just continue making up. Even when we have our first drawdown month, you can see we get a little dip in the curve. Basically, we never have a lower low. I'm not going to make that analogy, but you can just see that we're continuing in an uptrend, and we're never really breaking structure to the downside, which is what you want to see in the equity curve. And I'm telling you, if you can keep this up, this is what makes you a good trader, having a really smooth equity curve. And we were able to do that, which again is something I'm very proud about. Aside from that, obviously it's not the numbers. I didn't start doing live room to make profit or to go out there and brag about, hey, I'm this good of a trader, I'm that good of a trader. The main reason was to give a place for support. And we have a few training programs that we offer here, including the Pro Trader course and the Ratio Master series. And what happens with a lot of those traders is, they go into those courses, they suck in a lot of knowledge, they get a lot of information at once, and then they're kind of thrown to the wolves. They're out there with information overload, and they really don't have the most crucial part down, with the trading psychology. So what we found was, if we can throw people in the room for a month, 2 months, or get them on a quarterly subscription, you spend 3 months in the room with us, that helps a lot as far as support. Because not only do you see the not only do you see what you learned over and over again, and obviously it's on the lower time frame, so it's we're getting a lot more setup. So not only do you see that in real life, live market action, but you get that support, and that psychological support, which really makes the difference. You see myself enter a trade where I'm like, hey traders, I'm short euro dollar Gartley pattern, stops at blah blah blah. And you get some other traders in the room that say, okay, man, all right, Keel saw the same thing as me. All right, I must be on the right track. That's good. But the important part is this, when that Gartley pattern immediately goes into negative and you're sitting minus whatever pips in the red, that newer trader, they're going to start having panic attacks. They're going to start saying, oh man, the market's going against me. My analysis must be wrong. What do I do? Do I take stops out early? And having that support in the room, seeing me with my stops just there, like, hey, Keel, what do you do in this situation? Just leave it there until I get stopped out. And then seeing trades roll back down and doing the same thing on the other end, myself not taking stops out early or not taking targets off early, it slowly helps the trader out and slowly helps the trader build that discipline, as well as train their RAS for patterns. And I'll tell you what, working with these traders for a year, working with many of these guys for a year, it's amazing just to see the transformation they made. And it really makes me happy to get emails that, say, hey, Keel, man, my trading is at a whole nother level than it was 3 months ago. I thank you for your help. I thank you for your support. And just to see that these guys are doing good, because that wasn't me. I mean, that was me not too long ago. I've been trading for a good time now, but it was only a few years ago I was in the same boat as some of these traders. Sitting back, knowing all the analysis stuff, but still struggling to come up with consistently profitable months. So I really feel for these guys, and I love seeing them on the right path. Now, as far as what to look forward to next year, we are going to make some changes for the live room, and again, talk to a lot of live room members about, hey, I know the room is going great already, but how can we make it better? Just like my trading, I don't want to settle. I always want to push towards the next goal. So we came up with three main things I'm going to implement. One is spending more time on the higher time frames. We usually start off the session by doing higher time frame analysis. I'll check out on the 4-hour charts and go down to the hourly just to get an overall view of the market, and that helps me build a mindset of, hey, what am I looking for on these 5-minute charts, on these 15-minute charts, on these range bar charts. But a lot of the members of the live room are also syndicate members, and they're paying $20 a month to get these trade calls, not these trade calls, but these trading ideas for the syndicate and training videos that they often have a lot of questions. And because there's no live room for the syndicate, we do have you can leave comments and Jason and I will respond. But because there's no live room, they can't get an answer right away. So seeing how that's the case, I'm going to look to do some more higher time frame analysis. Usually in the syndicate, we focus a lot on the patterns, advanced patterns. I'm going to do a lot more structure-based trading, pure CTS-based trades, combined technical score type stuff, and they seem to want that. So you got to give the people what they want. Also going to look to bring in some more markets. I started off as a stock investor. I haven't really been back to stocks seriously in a few years. I do hold a few positions, but they're more fundamental type analysis than technical. But I am going to look to bring in some charts from other markets, mainly to show that, hey, this techniques, the skills we learn, doesn't just work for forex. It works for any market, any time frame out there. And there are a few investors or traders in the room that look at stocks and futures as well. So to bring stuff up there and kind of relate it to maybe the euro dollar or Aussie dollar would be kind of cool to see. And lastly, the biggie is we're going to introduce the Cipher portfolio. Now, many of you are familiar with the Cipher pattern. If not, it was a pattern that one of our colleagues founded around early last year, and it's, I built it up all last video, but it's been the single-handedly the best pattern I've ever seen. And luckily for us, the inventor, he's in the room with us, the majority of the time. He's there. He's a ratio trader. He watches ciphers. We watch ciphers in the room, so he's in the room with us. And talking to him, what we're going to do is we're going to bring that Cipher portfolio, a portfolio of about maybe 6 pairs, to the live room, only looking for Cipher patterns, and see what kind of mess we can stir up doing that. So I'm very excited about that, because this is a pattern that completes, at the worst, about 75% of the time. All the numbers I've seen, all the numbers that I've traded, we're looking at 80 to 85% win ratio on that. So to bring over a portfolio of strictly that pattern, could only imagine what that's going to do to our win rate, and anything that can make us more profitable is great. So that's what we're looking at as far as the live room coming next year. Now, one last thing, what do you want to do till January? We have a week off, 2 weeks off. Now, I mentioned earlier, hey, you may want to relax, kick the feet up. But other than that, take this as some time to train. I take about every 6 months. I kind of sit back and reflect and look at my trading, look at my notes, and say, what can I do better? Is there something I can fix? Again, stick it to the Kaizen philosophy, continuous improvement. And usually in the winter is when I take time to really do some continuing education. Now, I know me myself, I've signed up for a training course, which I'm procrastinating, but I'm going to get that done. Promise you guys. Sign up for a training course to see if I can, maybe learn something new. If not, just get reminded of a few of the basics. But I would say this: if you're a former Pro Trader client or a Ratio Master Series client, go back through those videos. You have those videos for life. Go back through them and see if things make more sense now. When I went back to my old trading videos, I always noticed that, hey, I can pick up on at least one thing that may have not made sense before, but because I have more experience, it makes a lot of sense now. And all it takes is that one thing to trigger a good idea. If you're a syndicate member, same thing. Go back through the syndicate videos. Between Jason and myself, we've done, I don't know how many videos since the beginning of the year, but there's wonderful training in there. There's my opinion and Jason's opinion on trade setups. Hey, why this may be a good setup? Why may this be a bad setup? Why you may want to take stops and targets here? There's a lot of gems hidden in there. So go back through those 5-minute, 10-minute videos and watch that. And if you're not a Pro Trader course client, Ratio Master Series member, if you're not a syndicate member, which again I don't know why you're not, $20 a month, and we've been killing it in there. Go to the Forex Market Preview, and many of you guys are familiar with that. It's a free video that Jason puts out every Sunday, doing an overall view of the market, kind of like a watered down version of the syndicate. Go through there and see if you can learn something. The point is, don't just sit and stay away from the market completely. Even though you don't have to be checking the charts every hour every day like maybe you usually would, you still want to be involved in trading somehow, just to keep that sharpness going on. So, all right, appreciate you guys as always joining me for this video. Want to wish you a happy New Year's in advance. If you're a Ratio Room member, if you have any questions, again, always feel free to email me, Skype me. Most of you have liked or subscribed to my Facebook page, so go ahead and ask me a question on there. And hopefully I'll see a lot of you guys next year, and we'll kick it off next year really strong. Take care, traders. Bye-bye.